You are listening to the Life Coach Business Podcast with Amanda Karlstad, episode number 137. Welcome to the Life Coach Business Podcast, a show for coaches who are ready to up-level their business and take their impact, leadership, and results to a whole new level. If you're ready to start taking powerful action and become the leader your business needs in order to grow and thrive, this show is for you. I'm your host, Amanda Karlstad, certified life and business coach and entrepreneurial leadership expert. Now let's get down to business. Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad to have you with me today. I'm super excited for our episode today. This is the first episode in a series that I've decided to bring to you, which is all about how to create million-dollar shifts in your coaching business. And I wanted to create this series for all of you because I know that every one of you listening has really big goals in your coaching business. And I wanted to create this series for all of you because I know that when it comes to your business, no matter where you are in your journey right now, that you have a desire to grow a very successful business, one that not only allows you to serve your clients at a deep level and be of true service to your clients, but also a business that allows you to make a ton of money and experience a level of freedom and fulfillment that you know is possible for you. And so that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this series. So I would highly recommend, if you haven't yet subscribed to the podcast, that you do that you go ahead and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts so you don't miss any of these episodes. I know you're going to find a ton of value in this series, and I would also encourage you to share this series, share this podcast if you haven't already, with any other coach that you know that could also benefit. One of my personal goals and one of the reasons why I have dedicated my work to helping other coaches grow and scale their businesses to multiple six, seven figures and beyond is because I truly believe that the work that we do as coaches, the coaching profession, is one of the most important professions that exists. It's some of the most impactful work, I believe, on the planet. And I know for all of you listening, that you've experienced this as well, where you have likely been changed and transformed through coaching. And as a coach, having the ability to make this level of impact, to make truly an enormous impact in your own way with other humans, and really the ripple effect of this work, I think is very, very profound. So for me, coaching and being a coach is a really important profession. I believe as coaches that we have a huge responsibility to serve our clients well, to serve humanity, to help our clients in ways that ultimately helps them to change their lives for the better. So for me, the profession of coaching is a profession to take seriously. It's a profession to be proud of. It's a profession where you have the ability to not only continually serve your clients, but one that allows you to also continually be honing your skills and continually be working on your own development and becoming an even better version of yourself along the way. And so for me and for my clients, and I know for all of you listening, if you haven't yet experienced it, you see the possibility in this industry, and you've likely experienced a level of fulfillment in coaching clients. And it's just really an amazing time to be in this industry, to be a coach. And because personally, I've been so impacted in my own life through coaching, and because I have literally been coaching my entire career over 2 decades at this point, And I've been able to see the impact of this work through so many lives and in so many tangible ways, not only in my own life, but with my clients. It's something that I'm extremely passionate about because I've been able to experience firsthand this power of coaching through my own mindset, through my own career, through my business building journey, and even in the relationships that I know is one of the main reasons that I personally am called to do this work and to help others to step into the expanded versions of themselves, to really help them step into their true potential. And I've seen and experienced firsthand the power of coaching on so many different levels. And because of that, a goal of mine is really to help elevate this industry, to help my clients step into and become those examples of what is possible in this industry, to create a community of the most successful coaches in the industry, to really show what is possible through this work and to make a large impact in the world. And so in order to do that, there's a really important side to all of this, which is having the necessary tools and the necessary resources, the strategies and the support in order to actually build the business. And that is what I want to talk to you all about today, is really having the tools and the resources and the strategies and the support so that you can make the level of impact that you're here to make. Because without the business working, and I know all of you can relate to this, it actually hinders you from making the level of impact that you most want to make. Because what happens is when the business is working, when you have a business ecosystem that is supporting you in doing this important work, that is when you have that opportunity to make a much larger impact with your work, versus if you're in a place where your business isn't working. And so this is really what this series is about, are those elements that are needed in order to create the level of shifts that you need in the business and to be able to make the level of impact and money that you want to make. So through this series, I'm going to be taking you through some very specific steps and teaching you some very valuable content. And because of that, I want to encourage you to really tune into this series and what I'm teaching you here, because it's truly the path to creating your next big breakthrough in your business. All right. So the first shift that you must go through in order to create the foundation for $1 million business and beyond is that you have to have clarity. And I know for many of you, this is something that you are likely struggling with right now. And that might be clarity in your offer, in the program that you offer, in your marketing, in your messaging, in what are the right next steps that you need to take in order to actually take the business to the next level. There are a lot of elements in the business that truthfully you must have clarity on before you can implement the things and implement the strategies that will actually take things to the next level. But before we dive into all of these different elements, I want to say that your level of clarity in terms of the different business elements are really secondary to the clarity that I believe you must have in terms of what it is that you want to create, in terms of where you want to take your business long term, in terms of who you want to be and how you want to serve clients. And one of the things that I've spoken about, and I've spoken about this before in some previous podcast episodes, is one of the most important elements to your success as a coach is your level of clarity in terms of your long-term vision and thinking about the impact that you want to make. And what I have seen is that for most coaches, when you are doing all the things in your business. And when you're operating as a solopreneur and you're responsible for all of the things in the business, it can be very challenging to see beyond the day-to-day. It can be challenging to see beyond where you're currently at. But it's also something that is necessary to the overall growth of the business. It's something that is so important, especially as your business grows, especially when you are taking things to that next level. And when I look at the coaches that I have had the pleasure of helping, it's that having a space where you can explore and have that sounding board and creating a space to do this level of visioning work is really important. And I believe that it's something that no matter where you are in the journey, it's something that I think you can never start too early. In fact, I think it's one of the best things that you can do when you're starting out is to gain clarity, not only in the present, but also in the future and what it is that you most want to build. Because what happens is when you don't have this clarity, and by the way, I see this happen over and over again, is that you tend to build a business that, quite honestly, you end up not liking. You build a business that you might not even enjoy running. You build a business that might be serving a niche that isn't really in alignment with who you are. And that's not a fun place to operate your business from. And it certainly doesn't allow you to make the type of impact that you want to make. So the first shift that you must make if you want to grow and scale your business to a high level is that you have to have clarity. Now, once you have that real clarity in what it is that you want to build, in the level of impact that you want to make, there is a whole other set of things within the business that also require an extreme level of clarity. Things like your program and really thinking about what you're offering and really ensuring that what you're offering is irresistible. Making sure that what you're offering is truly what your clients want. It's also ensuring that your messaging, that the marketing that you have surrounding your program is on point. And this also speaks to the clients that are the best fits for your program. It's ensuring that it's compelling, that it helps your clients see you as the solution to the problem that they most want to solve. And I have to tell you all, there are so many nuances to this that after coaching so many coaches through this process, I found that unless you are really aware of these nuances, unless you truly have a level of clarity that we're talking about here, unless you are aware of how this actually translates in your business and to the market, your business growth, it's likely going to be impacted and your growth is likely going to be stalled in some ways. So I want to encourage you all to not underestimate the power of having this clarity in your business and having full clarity in every area. So I'm not talking in just one or two areas. I'm talking about every area of the business. There is real power in having this level of clarity. Now, once you have this real clarity in terms of what you are building from that larger perspective, clarity down to things like your messaging and your ideal client and your marketing strategy, your program, etc. Then from there, what is really needed is a real game plan on how to actually bring that vision to reality, on how to take that long-term vision of what it is that you most want to build and the type of impact that you most want to make. And it's building a real strategy and executing a real strategy behind it. One of the things I was recently talking to one of my coaching groups, a group of my clients about, is the fact that growing and scaling a coaching business There truly has never been a better time to be in this industry. There never before has been a better time to help people and to build a business of coaching. But with that, there's also some challenges that have come into play in the last couple of years. Because there's more awareness than ever as it relates to coaching and what coaching truly is, the truth is that coaching in and of itself is becoming more and more mainstream. And because it's becoming more and more mainstream and more accepted, more and more people are starting to have a higher level of awareness as to what it is. And so what this requires of you as the business owner is to be even more clear as to who you help and how you help solve the problems that you solve. So from a marketing perspective, there has never been a better time to build a business like this. The technology, the resources, the tools, everything that's available to do this work is better now even than it was 5 years ago. But along with that, it also is requiring more for those of you who are building a business in this industry. It's requiring a higher level of skill as it relates to your ability to market your business, in terms of your ability to sell your coaching program. And because things change at such a fast pace in this online business world, you have to be at the top of your game. And that is not a bad thing, you all. But what this does is it does require more of you. What it does require is it requires that you are even more clear on what it is that you're offering. It requires that you are even more clear in how you communicate and articulate that. It requires that you are even more clear in how you help your clients solve their problems that they most want solved. So this process of growing and scaling your business, I always say this, but it's an evolution. And not only an evolution of the business, but an evolution of you. And it's an evolution of your skills. And it's why it's so important to understand that your business growth will follow the growth of you, the leader of the business. And I like to say that in order to grow a business, you must first grow you as the leader of the business. And I've seen and experienced the impact of this time and time again. So the level of clarity that you have is vitally important to your overall success. But your ability to build the business in a way that can actually bring that vision into your reality is also critical to your success. And I found that in order to do that, you have to be using smart strategies and leveraging things like technology and growing your skills in ways that, quite honestly, your business requires of you. And so I want to just talk about this for a minute because it's something that I have been thinking a lot about recently. And that is just how important it is to be coachable and how important it is to operate from a learning mindset and understanding that you're always producing a result. And so what this means is that if you're always producing a result, even if you don't have the results that you want in your business, the truth of the matter is that that is still a result. And so it's really understanding and being willing to look at what that result is telling you. And it's also knowing that a big part of this game, a big part of your success will come down to how willing you are to learn. how willing you are to be humble to the fact that you may need to get better in one and probably several areas in the business. That you understand that if you don't have the results that you want, that you also have that full control over what those results are. And I will tell you that in so many cases, what this really comes down to is a matter of being willing to get good in the areas where you might not be good right now. It's being willing to get good and build your skills in the areas that actually move the needle in the business. And so because of this, one of the thoughts that I want to offer to all of you to really take on and to adopt if you need to is the thought that I can get better at anything. And this means that if your marketing is not performing, for example, the way that you want it to, or if the level of sales are not maybe happening to the level that you want, or maybe you haven't quite figured out yet how to put all of the pieces together, I really want to invite you to go back to this thought that I just offered to you, this thought that I can get better at anything. Because what I want to encourage you to not do is to get caught up in a story around why you're not getting the result that you want. And this is a really important distinction. Because while it's important to be clear and to understand why you're not getting the results that you want, it's also very important that you don't attach a narrative around X, Y, or Z might not be happening in your business. And so I want you to think about this and look at your own story and look at your current results and the stories that you have around why you don't have the results that you want. And I will tell you that if you're listening to this and you are a human, which I think you are, you have a human brain. And so because of that fact, you probably also are attaching and creating a story around your results. That is what our brains do. So again, what I'm offering to you here is if you see this happening for yourself, the truth is that you probably just need to get better at something in the business. You probably need to get more in-depth clarity in your business. You probably need to just get better at whatever it is that is creating the results that you have. And that is it. And the truth is here is that I see so many coaches who literally spend months and even in some cases years who, without really intentionally trying to do this, but in many ways perpetuate the stories and the narratives that they're carrying around with them. And in a lot of cases, again, it usually comes down to there's an area or likely several areas of the business of what you are doing, of who you are being, your behaviors that are creating certain results in the business. And what happens is when we're not looking at the right problem, we end up working to solve the wrong problem. And I see this happen a lot where coaches are trying to solve problems in the business that might not actually be the problem that needs to be solved. And instead, it's really about not building the skill in the areas that actually matter in the business. So I want you to ask yourself, where do you need to get better in your business? I want you to consider, what is your business requiring of you? What is your business requiring of you, and how are you showing up in the areas that it needs you to? Where do you need to get better? So often it's just about getting better. It's just about doing more reps. It's just about sticking with it long enough and trusting the process long enough where you can actually allow the business to also step into its potential. So a very important shift to make in order to make $1 million shift in your business is your ability to separate the truth and the facts from the stories and the narratives. So if you want to make $1 million shift in your business, a shift that literally has the potential to create millions in your business, then the first step is you have to get full clarity. You have to get full clarity in all areas of your business. And you have to also be using smart strategies. And so there has to be a level of action and a level of smart and intelligent strategy that is actually being implemented in the business. And you also have to be able to separate out the facts from the story. And you have to be willing to get better. Get better at the craft of being a CEO. Getting better at the craft of being a business owner. It's about being willing to operate from a learner's mindset and being willing to see where you have those opportunities for growth. So I want to encourage you all to not shy away from this. I want to encourage you to go all in and work to get better where you need to. Because the truth is that your business and your clients are waiting. All right, my friends, if you are ready to take things to the next level in your business, if you are ready to make these levels of shifts in your business that we just talked about, then I want to invite you to join us. If you're at or trending towards 6 figures or more in your business, I want to invite you to join us in my high-level mastermind. This is where we literally take everything to the next level. It's where we apply all of the concepts that I share with you every week on the podcast. It's where truly you will create your $1 million business. So you can go to my website, go to amandakarlstadcoaching.com. There is a short application. And from there, you'll also have the opportunity to set up a call where we will meet and go over your business and talk about your goals. And I can show you truly what's possible for you. And I also want to mention for those of you who are maybe not quite at that level yet in your business, I want to invite you to join us in the upcoming cohort of the Mastermind, which is my 6-month business accelerator program designed to help you make massive leaps in your business and grow your business in the most accelerated way. And so for this program, this is also an application-only program. You can go to amandakarlstadcoaching.com. We'll also link this up in the show notes, but we do have a cohort that is coming up soon. And I would love for you to be a part of this group. So with that, now is your time. I want to encourage you to take action and put yourself in an environment that will help you make these $1 million shifts in your business. I will talk to you all again very soon. Have a great week. We'll talk to you all next week. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Life Coach Business Podcast. If you want to learn more about how to build, grow, and scale your business and accelerate your results, visit amandakarlstadcoaching.com.